The Book Thief tells the story of a young girl who survives through words during World War II in Nazi Germany. The narrator of the novel is Death. While carrying people away during the war years, Death encounters this little girl and says that he can never forget her. He then begins to tell her story. Liesel Meminger is sent to live with another family due to poverty and political pressure, but during the train journey, she loses her younger brother, Werner. This death becomes the first great trauma of Liesel's life. At her brother's funeral, she notices a book lying in the snow, the Gravedigger's Handbook. Although she cannot read or write, she takes the book. This is her first act of book theft. Liesel is placed with Hans and Rosa Huberman, who live in the town of Malching, Germany. Hans is calm, patient, and compassionate, while Rosa is harsh and gruff on the surface but deeply caring underneath. Liesel struggles to adapt to her new family, suffers from frequent nightmares, and wakes up crying in fear at night. During these moments, Hans comes to her side and offers comfort and safety. Hans teaches Liesel how to read in the basement, writing letters on the walls with chalk. Over time, words become more than just knowledge for Liesel. They become a way to ease her pain. Books turn into her means of coping with loss. Meanwhile, Liesel forms a close friendship with her neighbor, Rudi Steiner. Rudi is brave, energetic, and imaginative. He is in love with Liesel, though she realizes this too late. Together, they commit small acts of theft, play games, and try to experience childhood in the midst of war. As the Nazi regime grows stronger, books are burned and Jews are increasingly persecuted. During a book-burning ceremony, Liesel secretly rescues a book from the flames. While accompanying her foster mother Rosa to clean the mayor's house, she discovers the large library inside. The mayor's wife, Ilse Hermann, notices Liesel's love for books and quietly opens the doors of the library to her. Ilse, who has also lost her child, forms a silent bond with Liesel through shared grief. One night, there is a knock at the Hubermans' door. The visitor is Max Vandenberg, a young Jewish man and the son of Erich Vandenberg, who once saved Hans's life during World War I. In order to keep the promise he made to Erich, Hans agrees to hide Max in the basement, despite putting his family's lives in danger. Hans chooses his conscience over fear. While hiding in the basement, Max forms a strong bond with Liesel. Both suffer from nightmares and live with loss. Max shares stories he has written with Liesel and shows her that words can be both destructive and healing. He explains how Hitler used words to influence people, but also how words can create hope. As the war continues, bombings become more frequent. During air raids, Liesel reads books aloud to people in the bomb shelters to ease their fear. Books are no longer just a refuge for her, but for those around her as well. However, when Hans gives bread to a Jewish prisoner marching through the street, he draws the attention of the Nazis. As a result, the Huberman family is punished, and it becomes too dangerous for Max to stay in the house. To protect the family, Max leaves. This separation deeply affects Liesel. Toward the end of the war, Malching is heavily bombed. One night, while Liesel is writing her own story in the basement, a massive air raid occurs. She survives because she is not in the shelter, but Hans, Rosa, and Rudi are killed. Liesel finds the bodies of her loved ones among the ruins. She kisses Rudi's lifeless body for the first and last time. This is one of the most heartbreaking moments of the novel. Death witnesses Liesel's grief and feels deep respect for her. Later, Liesel moves in with Ilse Hermann. The war ends, Max returns, and he reunites with Liesel. Liesel grows up, gets married, has children, and lives a long life. Years later, Death takes the story Liesel has written into his hands. This story is the book thief itself. Death concludes that while humans are capable of terrible cruelty, they are also capable of extraordinary beauty. The Book Thief is an unforgettable novel that shows the power of words in the midst of war, humanity's ability to find light even in darkness, and the endurance of love in the hardest of times.